NFL Week 17 regular season is done, in the books. We now get ready to move on to the playoffs, but first let's talk about what happened on any given Sunday as the Dolphins had a historic win in New England. We had the NFL once again fucking over the Seattle Seahawks in prime time, and we also have a couple of firings, and we're going to get into it right here, right now, as you've entered the Sports Opinion Log here on LexAnderson World. I'm LexAnderson, and if you are down with all things NFL playoffs, AFC, NFC, make sure to like this video and drop a comment. And because the analytics say that you're going to be here for probably 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to need you to drop that like right here, right now, as I talk about and break down all the Sunday games, and we get started right now. First off, big shout out to all the teams who are out of contention, below 500, who still came out to play and lay it on the line. The firings, first and foremost, Freddie Kitchens. He thought he had the support of the Cleveland Browns organization. I don't know why. The epitome of white privilege. The goal was to get to the Super Bowl. Too much high-priced, big-name talent to not even make to the playoffs. How are those Giant fans feeling? Remember y'all for mocking me about Daniel Jones, the interception and fumble machine, the human turnover machine? Saquon Barkley, I the prophet had decreed it, would have a wonderful season that would be wasted at quarterback. And that was the case, of course, in their loss to the Eagles, even though he had a great 67-yard touchdown run, flashing the deuce sign, which must have been the deuce sign to the head coach, Pat Shurmur, who 2 seasons, record 9-23, was fired today by the New York Giants organization, which is clearly becoming a very chaotic organization. So I will laugh about that. And speaking of laughing, how about the Cowboys thinking that the Giants could secure a win over the Eagles to help them get a spot in the playoffs, despite the fact that, like I had said, Jerry Jones should have never given Ezekiel Elliott that $90 million contract. Oh, folks, those are truly the jokes. So, again, I'm just going to go through the regular season scores, playoff seeding, opponents' matchups will be in the next video. So here we are, NFL Week 17, final scores. Bears over the Vikings, 21-19. Shocker in New England. Dolphins, for the first time in 11 years, beat the Patriots, 27-24 final score, as Ryan Fitzpatrick worked his Fitz magic, shredding the Patriots defense on that final drive, which led to the game-winning touchdown pass. And hopefully this should be the end or be one of the nails in the coffin so I can rightfully bury the Patriots, because we all know that the Patriots, when they have to play in the wild card, they don't get to, let alone win the Super Bowl. The Browns losing to the Bengals, 33-23 final score. Andy Dalton, will he return? Who knows? But hey, if the Bengals truly are going to get a quarterback, first-round draft pick, I would say it's time to move on. Jets over the Bills, 13-6 final score. The Titans take on and beat the Texans, 35-14 final score. Panthers over the Colts, 38-20. Ravens over the Steelers, 28-10, in which was a very difficult season. The blowout loss to the Patriots, and then Big Ben in the second game of the season, non-contact, throws a pass, hurts his elbow, done for the season. We had Delvin Hodges try to work his magic, and, Mason Rudolph and the helmet incident against the Browns, and it was just a chaotic season. So, sometimes if it's meant to be, it'll be. And this was one of those seasons where it wasn't meant to be, unfortunately, especially in a lot of games, at least 4 games, which were very winnable. Rams over the Cardinals, 31-24. Falcons over the Buccaneers, 28-22, as Jameis Winston becomes the first player in NFL history to throw for 30 touchdowns, to go with 30 interceptions, which is crazy. He's also had, 5 games of 3+ interceptions. Historic interception was the pick 6 that secured the 28-22 final in overtime win for the Falcons. And of course, like the prophet had decreed, the Falcons too had nothing to play for, but they still laid it out on the line. And Jameis Winston, over 5,000 yards for the season. Jameis Winston so cocky at the podium about how he knows who he is and his talent and what he needs to work on. You need to stop. Yeah, you need to work on stop throwing the fucking football to the other goddamn team. That's what you need to work on. 30 TDs with 30 interceptions. What a time to be alive and be a sports fan. That's all I'm talking about. Discount double check. Aaron Rodgers, 23-20 comeback win over the Detroit Lions. Inept as always. And, of course, there's no Matthew Stafford, so I can't even really kick him as far down as I really should be. But speaking of far down, 31-21 Chiefs over the Chargers. Phillip Rivers crying post-game about how he lays it out on the line in a 2-touchdown, 2-interception performance. And again, Brother K, if you're watching, like I've said before, the prophet who is smarter and knows more than the so-called NFL experts, which is why the Sports Opinion Log is the fastest growing, biggest sports channel on social media, on YouTube, on the gram, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. All the experts want to pick the Chargers, Phillip Rivers. Oh, they're going to walk away with the AFC West. No, you know where they're walking? They're walking to their lockers. They're going to clean out their lockers, and they're going to go the fuck home because there's nothing to fucking play for. Melvin Gordon, straight trash. Let him go. Let Phillip Rivers go. Move into your new billion-dollar SoFi Stadium with a new cast and crew, because the majority of LA Charger fans aren't even real fans, because it's the opposition who packs the seats in the stadium. The Saints over the Panthers, 42-10. Cowboys, 47-16 over the Redskins, but it's all for nothing because they needed the Eagles to lose to the Giants, which most definitely did not happen. Dak Prescott, who I had vouched for to being a $30 million quarterback, not 32, not 34, not 35, clearly underperformed. I don't want to hear anything less. Zeke Elliott, not even top 5 when it came to rushing. He pretty much was MIA during preseason. He was MIA during regular season. And when it really counted most against contending teams, let's not forget the Cowboys were, a dreadful 1-6. And they led all sports betting lines 7 times to be the favorites on a game that they lost, which equals their 8-8 record. Jerry Jones is an old fool and needs to put some new blood instead of having his family make the business decisions, which has led them down to this path, which they will never escape. And that'll be never, ever seeing a Super Bowl as long as he's alive. And of course, as previously mentioned, Eagles over the Giants 34-17. As a New Yorker, truly embarrassing. Saquon Barkley, keep it going with the Campbell Chunky Soup commercials, because that's all that's worthwhile when it comes to watching that young man, because his talent will be wasted behind the turnover machine, Daniel Jones from Duke, which, as we all know, Duke doesn't put out true talent when it comes to the pro levels. And Broncos over the Raiders 16-15. And of course, Sunday Night Football, 49ers over the Seahawks, 26-21 final score, as once again, the NFL does whatever it takes to fuck over and screw over Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson. Maybe it's because they brought Marshawn Lynch back, because that was pass interference on that third down play. They get the down. They're at the 1, but then trying to bring Marshawn Lynch onto the field, delay a game, it pushes them back, but then on the final pass, the tight end gets the ball, he's falling at the goal line. I don't understand that. I'm not in his body, but why are you not fighting on your feet, trying to extend your arm over the goal line and break the fucking plane so the Seahawks could secure that win? It's been a wonderful NFL regular season, but now the bright lights of the playoffs will be turned on, and who is going to shine? I'll tell you in the next video. Until then, sports fans nationwide, sports opinion loggers, Steel City, my girl Desi Robin 23, thank you for supplying me with this wonderful Steelers gear, which I rock to the fullest. Gats, I pull it. Yeah, little biggie something. LexAnderson, signing out.